Okay, so I start out some sort of a gambit here. I want to get rid of his king pawn. That's my thinking. Um, it's very basic. It's nothing. There's no real bad position here for either one of us. Um, some of my pawns are more than halfway across the screen, which is really good for me, I guess. Maybe in this situation, arguably because I'm kind of past the halfway point. He's not, and so I'm kind of pressuring him for space here. Maybe you could say. Um, so very common move so far. Um, this is a very odd move to put your knight there. A lot of the times you can punish that by putting the bishop on b5, um, because then he won't be able to move his bishop and he'll have to fight you for it, which can be kind of fun. Um, but in this situation, because I was already attacking this pawn, and now his bishop can't protect that pawn on e6. So taking this pawn now, he has to take back with that pawn. If he doesn't take back with that pawn, I'm going to take the next pawn, putting him in check. So he pretty much has to take that pawn. Now his king side is forever weakened, which was my goal here, is to weaken his king side. Which makes it, a lot easier to do a nice little attack. So I just do another natural move is just attacking this weak pawn now. This pawn is not protected. Hopefully he misses it. He did see it. I believe he saw it. So I can't take that pawn now. So because I can't take the pawn, I gotta move somewhere else. So I move here, putting him in check. He blocks it with the bishop. I don't want to take yet, so I want to open up this a file here for my rook. If he takes my bishop, I can take back with the pawn, and it'll open up as the a file for my rook. So it's a very interesting position here. So he attacks. Now at this point, I pretty much have to take. Um, I attack the knight. He moves away. I take a knight. Takes back. I attack the knight. Now at this point, his knight is attacking both my pawns, which is kind of upsetting. But I have a really interesting move here. If I just take the bishop, I can take that pawn in the center. So that's what's going through my head right now. I'm like, okay, take the bishop, take that center pawn. And I don't know what he's going to do next, obviously, but he ends up moving here, which obviously at this point I can attack the queen. It's just a very natural move. So I attack the queen. He moves out of the way. And now at this point, because I got rid of that f pawn on the right side, see there's just like a little gap there? Now that I got rid of that, I can actually put him in check here. And if, say, he blocks with the pawn, I can take that pawn with the knight. And then if he takes back with the h pawn, I can take his rook. So I'd be trading my knight for his rook, and I'd be winning a pawn or two. So, arguably, I'd say I'm winning there in that situation, trading a knight for a rook. But he must have seen that, and he didn't want to fall into that. So he moved his king over, at which point it's just an automatic checkmate. So he got really upset, and this is his response. He called me a cheating fuck. Very nice. Very gentlemanly of him.